Ulonga tabati yada to ye ko madaifa. Inu to ye ko jeun. Ulon fi bipa. Ọba tala, ọba takuntakun. Ṣàngó Èṣù, Ògún Ọya Ọ̀ṣun. Kí ni ṣẹ̀ṣe tán ṣe nílé yìí o? Ó jẹ́ lọ́jà.
Alafia, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Welcome to another episode of the African Spirituality Experience. I am your host, Orisha Gbemi, and we are back with two new guests for the tribe, man, ready to get into this conversation about magnets, stones, and magnetism. So before we get into it and we introduce our new guests and then bring back the God Chief Orisha Stone in this building, man, we're going to give a couple of shout outs to the tribe, man. Shout out to the tribe. Shout out to everybody from the Patreon community. Shout out to everybody from the YouTube channel community. And, you know, shout out to everybody who's been showing love and support, man. I definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all know what it be. And real quick, before we jump into it, I want to share for those who are part of the YouTube membership, if you can join the Patreon community and just share your YouTube membership name so I can give you a free credit for the actual paid Patreon community so you can have access to all information. Excuse me, because there's a lot of things that we do on Patreon that we can't do on YouTube. So I just wanted to share that with y'all so everybody who's a member gets the full access to all the membership benefits. So with that, shout out to the tribe who was on the live stream, the private community live last night. And yeah, we're going to make it do what it do and do what it be. So family, peace and blessings. Chief Stone, what's good with you?
Peace, blessings, tribe. How you feeling?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm ready to get this thing popping. So shout out to you first and foremost for bringing Uncle Hank and Baba Lal in this thing, man, to get this conversation started because there's a lot going on. And I feel like with the power of stones and crystals and, you know, magnetism, I think that's something that we can use to our benefit, you know, as an asset versus being a liability. So with that, you know, Uncle Hank, man, some blessings and appreciate you taking the time to join us. How you doing?
Yo, this is a wonderful honor. Ifa Stone, Orisha Stone, Baba Laji, audience. It's a pleasure being here with you tonight. After that new moon and eclipse and autumn, we are officially in autumn. So I want to thank you for inviting us to the Ifa Barbershop.
I say it's an honor and a pleasure, man. I appreciate you coming. Baba Lal, how you doing, brother? Peace and blessings. Welcome to the tribe. Welcome to the Ashe community.
I'm doing great, my brother.
Ashe.
Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here.
Likewise. We appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for joining us. So with that, you know, I heard a lot about, you know, both of y'all, and I definitely see the comedic background in the background for you, Baba Lal. I'm a big comedic dude, big comedic house. Even though, you know, we Ifa and Shay, we definitely, I feel like we twins. We do it both. But with that, man, I see Uncle Hank, you got some things going on back in your background too. So can you kind of both of y'all share? And Uncle Hank or Baba Lal, who wants to take it first, like your journey and like how you got into, you know, this healing journey. So anybody I know that deals with crystals and stones, you're some sort of healer of some sort, and you're healing some things. So can you kind of share with us how, you know, your journey began and what led you to, you know, get into this space with the crystals and the stones?
Well,
No, you the youngest one. Go ahead, Laji.
Oh, I'm the youngest one. Okay. Well, my journey started from a very, very long time ago, you know, to be honest. And it got me on the path because I'm having all kinds of scary things happen to me as a little boy, you know, growing up and raised in Christianity and not knowing what all these psychic experiences I was having, which led me to India and Africa and the 4 world tours and actually then it led me to my brother right over here, because I started saying, you know, I read about Soma in the scriptures and stuff, and I'm understanding that that's the Theogens now. So let me check that out. And I had my brother Peter, he told me about Hank, and we hooked up, and it was a connection right from the beginning. And then we find out we got the same last name, so that our lineage is going back here in America. So, you know, it was just, you know, deep from there on, especially doing the Theogens. Once we did the Theogens, Hank was guiding me through the Theogens, and I just took the ball and ran with it and started doing it on my own. It's in New Jersey, and then some down here in Atlanta, and we just been rocking and rolling.
Sure. Now, when you say theogen, can you explain? I'm not even sure if I know what that is. What is theogen?
Ayahuasca, bufo, San Pedro, mushrooms.
Gotcha.
You know?
Gotcha.
But I'm not doing it. I noticed like a lot of other people. A lot of other people think they're going on psychedelic journeys. I'm not doing psychedelic journeys. I'm going in deep. And when I do it with people, if they're not willing to, do the spiritual practices with me, prayers, decrees, chanting, meditation, I tell them straight away, there's a lot of guys that can help you go get high. Go get high with them. If you're not doing it spiritually with me, I'm not doing it.
Sure.
As it is no money in it, really. It's not like you're going to make money. So if you're not doing the real deal, go with somebody that's trying to make a couple of dollars.
Sure. Yeah, now that's dope. So I never heard of that term. I never heard of it called theogen, but that's dope. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So you pretty much like, if you ain't doing it for the work, for like the real benefits of it, ain't miss me with that. Yeah, it's pretty much
for real.
I respect.
And I'm offering, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, every other day, literally. And Orisha, you sent the brother Damon to me, and he's crack-a-lacking. He's in there like swimwear. He ain't playing at all. That brother ain't playing at all. He's in there, and so I appreciate that, and I'm gonna take care of him. And, so like we're doing the practices in the morning. Instead of we just talking, we're doing the practices, and that's a 2.5 hour, and I broke it down from 3.5 hours. And then on Sundays we do a study group, and it's powerful. It's powerful. Everybody can't hang. I remember reading where Master Kuthumi was saying, they came and they just couldn't stay. I guess that's just how it is.
Yeah, everybody ain't all the way ready, man. And I look at it like consciousness too. I talk to a lot of different people who are in a lot of different phases and stages in their journey. And one thing I've seen from a long time ago, actually, everybody has a different consciousness alarm clock. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's clock goes off at different times when they awaken to consciousness. So it's like I could wholeheartedly relate to what you're saying in regards to people who who was on that journey for sure.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So Uncle Hank, you dodged and bobbed and weaved, man. You say you want to be the closer, I guess, the anchor man. So
man, I'm gonna tell you now. Don't y'all try waking somebody up and they ain't ready. You better not.
Look,
our folks will talk about you bad in a minute. They will talk about you because you woke them up too soon. Hey. And a lot of our folks like to sleep long.
Hey. Look, but the mummy still got to return.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, I used to like collecting rocks. I used to like collecting rocks. And if anybody in your audience used to collect rocks, put it in the comments how you used to like to collect rocks. Because, all of us are little rock heads when we were kids. We'd find rocks, sometimes you got to be careful the type of rocks. We just had a show with, I want to give a special acknowledgement to Baba Lal Ifakunle. He just had me on his platform a little while ago, and I was like, man, you got a lot of nerve talking about some psychedelics with our folks. Because, a lot of our folks crazy, man. I say at least 80% of our folks are crazy. Am I lying? No and comment. Then you want to have the nerve to give them something other than a rock, because you're not really a rock, a crystal. So I want to acknowledge Ross Ben. I want to acknowledge those who prepare, the energy and the message. I've been on the platform with Brother Rich on multiple times. Special acknowledgement, Brother Rich, King Simon, Lloyd Strayhorn. And we got a community. We might be dysfunctional, but we know how to party.
Listen. Say it with your chest then, because
we know how to party. I'm gonna tell you, we know how to party.
Well, and when you said crazy, I got no comment, because people that really know me, they call me that all the time. I don't necessarily agree, but I think it might be, and I could kind of see a little bit of why they might say that, but I don't know that I agree that that's the truth.
That's why that song. Remember that song they made? You got me crazy.
Yes.
You got me crazy.
I do.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Don't push me. I'm close to the edge. Crazy. You got me crazy. It's in our songs.
Baba mixing up genres and decades. I ain't mad at it, man. Go ahead and throw the mix on them.
I'm about to lose my mind. You know, we crazy. As long as we acknowledge we crazy, put it in the music.
Hey,
we crazy.
That part. Yes, sir.
What crystals can help. Certain herbs can help. You look at us, we can tell we crazy.
Hey,
like
I said, I've been called that for a long days ago. I ain't agreeing to it, but I can see why. Some people might say why they might say that.
Yeah, you got to be careful when somebody get upset when you call them crazy. That's when you got a problem.
Yeah. And make sure you're at a safe distance too, depending on who you
run, Forrest, run.
Hey, because some people, boy, they might reach out and touch you, boy. You gotta be careful.
You see where sometimes folks want to argue with a comedian at a live comedian show?
You don't go into somebody else's wheelhouse.
That's great. Now,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Here you got a word master that got skills with jokes and will make us embarrass you and make a joke out of it.
Listen, we done had some trolls come through here, and they don't know that part of me. But I grew up with some of the best at that space, and trust me, I done invited them. Hey, I'll send you the link. You can come join, and I promise you, I'll go there with you. So let's get it, because I grew up with some of the best ish talkers in the world. My pops is probably one of, if not the best that I know of, honestly.
So you get traded.
It's in the genetics, man. It's in the genes.
How about people who argue with puppets?
I'm not doing that.
Yo, we got folks in our community. You get take them to a puppet show, and they want to cuss out the puppet, want to fight the puppet.
No, now you talking about different kind of crazy. Yeah, that's a different kind of crazy.
Crazy.
I had experience with a friend of mine today. She loved to call me and talk about politics and hang up on me, but when she get beat, and she said some nonsense today, and I said, "Okay, cool. Give me 3 references of what you just said." And she goes, Well, give me 3 references. What you just said. No, I go get 3 books. It don't matter, no matter what. She said, "Now give me the page." I said, "No. Read this. Read this whole book. I ain't giving you pages. I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna do the work for you. You read the book." And they still don't want to go with it. They still don't want. So I realized, until someone is ready, and want to give out knowledge. My brother Hannibal Ahmed, he learned long ago, and he used to tell me, "Laji, let them Negroes go. They still need to grow." When I say Negro, I mean those who need to grow. He said, "Let them Negroes go. All this work you're doing, and you trying to convince them of the work you already did, let them go."
Facts. Yeah, that's big facts. It's funny. I had that conversation earlier today. Like, you can't make anybody do anything, no matter who it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, at the end of the day, we're here to do the work. If you're ready to get the work, let's get it. But if you're not, we got to keep pushing, because everybody don't want to be saved, and everybody don't want to be woke up. Everybody don't want to be healed. For real.
Yeah.
So
you better not let them suck their thumb and sleep. Don't disturb them, because you'll be in a world of trouble.
Man, listen.
Really,
and shout out to Dean Mason, 71 and still collecting rocks and stones. I know that's right, Dean Mason.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. That's what's up. So let me ask, Stone, you've been quiet. Let me bring Stone in here first, Orisha Stone. When it comes to you and your journey with stones, I think we know a little bit because you've been on several times. But can you kind of share with us how, your actual, I think you have, but can you kind of share how you connected with a brother like Uncle Hank, and then how his specialty with stones, kind of meshes and flows with yours? Because clearly there has to be some sort of camaraderie or some sort of respect for what both of y'all do, being, brothers who work with the stones. So can you kind of share that for the tribe for us?
Most definitely. One, I appreciate your audience. That's why I wanted to bring him over to our Shade Network. Me and the brother just did one on his crystals, magnets, and pyramids. And I've been studying his network for at least 2 or 3 years myself. You know what I'm saying? This brother's been around for a minute. So every time that I come on your channel, we talk about economics, we talk about science, we talk about the esoteric aspect of the gemstones.
Yes,
so I mean, I can preach all day and forever, and like he said, you're gonna talk to yourself, or you're gonna talk to the masters that have been doing it for a long time and traveling and seeing these stones. Like the brother said, he's been doing it. He's 71 years old. We do it from the cradle to the grave. So
Yes,
on
sir.
as I respect your crowd, and I know who's in your crowd, and who's in your audience, who's on your page. I know that they want the science, so I brought the scientist, the alchemist himself. He has everything from he showed us things about xenon bulbs, which also this sparks us to even get into different kind of technology and study. He showed us that study these different things, rhythms, frequencies. Like this is Uncle Hank, but the same way we have Rod, I be telling them like we be having people on here because they don't have the same things. The same way you listen to Uncle Rod, this is Uncle Hank. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to be a Nazi, you know what I'm saying? Bring everybody together if I can and bring new information. Like everybody want to be that main guy. I'm the master student. So I always want to bring master teachers on and listen to what they got to say more than anything. I'm going to be quiet this one because I know he's going to teach us something that somebody might need or some new technology. So yeah, that's it. As far as me, you already know, man. Mine is all about culture and healing, man. Like everybody say they want to be in healing. Like the guy said, you need the herbs, you need the stones, you need the plants, you need the trees. We need community, we need conversation, we need frequency. So, but the stones is one of my specialties, and one of my passions. You know, I do this is what I do for a living. Estate sales, all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I had to bring him because I be trying to talk to a lot of different people that's in the crystal alchemy. And then you realize you can't trust the alchemy because they're haters. So you can't deal with certain stones with hate and envy in your heart. Many shows have you ever seen me do? Have you ever seen me do a show with another crystal alchemist? So to be on here with him, nah.
Not on this show, no.
No, at all. Most other people that are into that I try to invite on for whatever reason. But this one, like I say, he's a grandmaster in this thing. He's going to teach us a bunch of different things, especially about xenon bulbs. This is when we were talking about technology to heal our people. We used to talk about crazy. But let's talk about what stones we can use to help purify our third eye and everything else. So this is why I brought him on. We can have an amazing conversation. We tap into it on the science, the esoteric science, the real science, whatever you want to call it, on crystals, magnets, and stones. So yeah, we really are honored to have this conversation with him again, and the guys himself from big shout out. If you don't know about magnets, crystals and pyramid channel, tap into that channel. You know what I'm saying? So
well, thank
yeah, that's
thank
it,
you,
guys.
cuz. Thank you.
And I'm gonna definitely get everybody's info to share in the show description as well, you know, so I can post it for the tribe that wants to connect. And that's one thing about shout out to the tribe, because the tribe really does support. Like they don't only support me, they support our guests. If you got some good ish, if you got good knowledge, good wisdom, good products, good services, good whatever, they're gonna show love and support. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just who and what they are. So I gotta give a shout out to them for doing that. You know what I mean? And also I had this conversation recently about that whole, you know, collaboration over competition thing. And so, and you know, we spoke about this last week, Stone, because on the last night we did, boy, I gotta say this and I gotta speak to it, boy. The Jagoon energy got loose. It got loose and it was running them up, boy. And it was it was coming for heads, and that don't happen too often on the air and on the show, but it did happen.
What happened? Tell me, because I'm thinking of that song. Who let the dogs out? What happened?
Somebody let out some warrior energy, boy, and that warrior energy was coming for all the daggone smoke. And I was like, oh boy, I watched the replay. I was like, oh yeah, boy, somebody let that loose.
What's the Jagoon?
Jagoon is a warrior. Jagoon is well, shout out to Balagoon Shango USA, Baba Ogun Tolu. So, I first learned about it when he presented the opportunity for me to be a part of his office as the Jagoon. So a Jagoon is like a warlord or like a general, somebody who organizes the troops. You know what I mean? Who is a military, you know, minded. I would say to sum it all down and make it quick and easy, I look at the brother Ibrahim Traore as a Jagoon. That so if we want to talk about what a Jagoon is right now, that would be what I would just say for current day. Me personally, I look at Jean-Jacques Dessalines as a Jagoon. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at Nat Turner as a Jagoon. So a Jagoon is somebody who comes to get busy when it's time to get busy and make ish happen. So yeah, so that energy got loose a little bit. So that's all. But let's get back to the topic at hand, man. But I definitely appreciate everything that you shared, Stone, because when it comes to crystals, and clearly our audience is big into crystals and into healing and to expansion and all that. Like, what would you, as the proclaimed, or I should say, not even proclaimed, because you didn't proclaim it, but someone who I know has a level of mastery to their stone, you know what I'm saying, abilities. I consider him a master stonesman. So with that, where would you say is your specialty, Uncle Hank, with stones? And then what would be a primary stone you would share with the tribe for those who might be brand new to stones and crystals on how to kind of elevate or heal themselves or just to do anything that's beneficial with a stone?
I'll put it in the comments. First thing, family, I want to give you Ashe. I want to say Ashe, greetings to all the crystal keepers. Thank you for having me on. Listen, family, we got to drink tea. Drink that Kinkaliba tea. I put it. I don't know if y'all ever covered about Kinkaliba tea, but listen, last time I checked, number one cause of death in our community is heart attack. I think the second one is stroke. And we're talking about we need to drink tea and less food instead of food and no tea, especially if we over 25. If you over 25, if your audience is over 25, it's better to drink Kinkaliba tea and no food than food and no tea. And Kinkaliba is from Africa. I'll put it in the comments, the spelling, so you can post it again. Kinkeliba T. And you can order it on Amazon, or you can go to your local African market, and they call it Kinkaliba Kakaliba. Special acknowledgement to the Superman of Senegal, Sheikh Amadou Bamba, Sheikh Ibra Fall. And special acknowledgement to Sheikh Sufi. The Kinkaliba. Oh, I spelled it wrong. No, somebody else spelled it wrong.
It might have been me. I was trying to type it as you were spelling it. What is it again?
Kinkeliba. Kinkaliba tea.
I got it. Okay.
Now, if you're going to be getting into crystals, first you got to start with your tea because it assists you in decalcifying your first eye and your heart. So Senegal, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria, Burkina Faso, they all drink Kinkaliba tea. And I was turned on to it by Dr. Sebi.
Wow.
And I was turned on to mushrooms from Dr. Sebi's, one of his ace students.
Wow.
So Dr. Sebi was like Dr. George Washington Carver. They don't tell you how Dr. George Washington Carver used to have some shrooms and then go in the garden at 3 o'clock in the morning and telepathically listen to the plants give him recipes.
Okay.
Now, I don't want none of y'all to do that till you drink your Kinkaliba tea so that you can get rid of the all that cray out of your head so that you don't hear somebody say, I heard that tree talking to me. Yes, our ancestors used to talk to the trees. If you're not listening to the whispers of the trees, it's because you're crazy. But coming back, Kinkaliba tea. And, I'm not going to, if you on medication, you stay with your doctor. But, I'm not trying to tell you to do anything other than healthy food and drink. And get some maca. Now, I don't know if you can mix maca with Kinkaliba tea.
I mix it with everything else.
I haven't tried that, so I ain't going to endorse that. But the Kinkaliba tea, if you have weight moderation concerns and blood flow concerns, and if you got concerns, and if you got a little too much sugar concerns, Kinkaliba might be helpful. Kinkaliba might be helpful. And you can drink it more than once a day. You can put some cinnamon. Make sure you put the cinnamon in it with some allspice. And then I like to sweeten mine with maple syrup. This was my fourth cup today. All right.
Yeah.
And what's amazing, it helps your memory.
It's my job.
Look at his. Show him your jug you be swigging from, bro.
Look, I got to put some in my little jug to start swimming from because I don't know if Omi Tutu gonna do it. I don't know if Omi Tutu gonna make it do like that because I'm definitely want
you want to swig on the Kinkaliba Tea to
I
clear your chakras and go where you want to be, because you can drink the Kinkaliba Tea and it'll help you. Remember Orisha Stone we was talking about, the brothers down there in Georgia, where they could hear the crystals calling out to them from underneath the dirt?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You want to get back to that, where you can hear the crystal. Then yo, Ifa Stone, Ifa Orisha.
I like that actually.
Yo, Ifa Stone, Ifa Orisha family. You want to be able to hear gold nuggets whisper to you from underneath the dirt.
He was on the last time, bro.
Talk.
You got to check out the last one. He had me drinking. You know, we always talk about gold and silver on here. You know, I already throw the silver in there. He had to drink gold water the other day. He taught us some alchemy. You might want to go check out that last video we did because he gave a lot of keys out on that one.
Yeah, I will.
And you see this brother right down here beneath me? He's my cousin. He puts the gold in his water. Put a gold coin in his water. Just let it sit. And he like gold. Look at him. Look at all that gold behind him.
It's
he
crazy,
got gold wallpaper.
He remind me of one of my mentors, man. I'm looking at, he look just like one of my mentors, man. I ain't gonna mention his name, but he looked just like one of my mentors, bro.
When I was in India, man, I couldn't tell them Negroes over there that I was from America. They like, you from Gujarat. Stop fronting. You know, you ain't from nobody rich. You from Gujarat. Now that's an African province in the south of India, and but I was in Europe, right? And this guy was I looked so much like his brother. Now he's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white boy from Switzerland, and he said, "Man, please let me come with me home to my mother, please." So, because you look so much like my brother, I figured out. God said, "Look, I'm tired. Here's a mold. Let me make a bunch of these." You know, right. They call it a day. You know.
That's question. OG, Baba. OG, quick question. When you was over there, we talking about on crystals and everything. When you went over there to India, I know their whole culture is about crystals. I can't remember the name of it. But when you went over there, did you see anything like did you tap into the Naga energy or the crystal energy over there?
Well, the Nagas are the snake kingdom, right? And and there's a lot to that. We would do, there's Naga chants and there's Naga culture. So when you go over there, there's places where you could go in the daytime and hang out with some of the sadhus. That means spiritual seekers, and some of them are very, very, very powerful. But when the Nagas come out at night, you got to go because you're not ready to rock with them. And the Nagas are reptilians, and they're very intelligent. Very intelligent. I had an experience one time with a cobra in the ashram, and there was this one brother. He's over by we were the carpenters, right? We did most of the work in the ashram, and the carpenters always traveled with Baba, so we did like 3 world tours, and so he's over we're in India. He's over in the shed, and here comes a cobra, and Beam yells out, "Yo, there's a cobra over here!" So all of us run with 2x4s and stuff to kill the cobra, right? The cobra's doing like this,
like
its hood is open up. He's doing like this. Every time somebody new comes, he does like this. And at that time, we didn't know how to read the animal talk. We didn't know how to read an animal talk at that time. Our guru taught us later, but at that time we didn't know. And so one of the brothers come over. This was a super duper James Bond type like dude. And there's a lot of people like that end up in ashrams because of the things they did, right? Baba says, don't kill the cobras. So we backed off. But the cobra kept doing this. Its hood was up and it's doing like this every time somebody came. Matter of fact, Warner Earhart and Diana Ross was there at that time. They had came visiting. They were there at that time. And they're looking around. All of a sudden, the snake bit itself. And I jumped to the cobra. I don't know what kind of play I was in at the time, but I'm about 22 and 23. I said, "Why did you do that?" I just, yelled at the snake. Why did you do that? We wasn't going to kill you. What's wrong with you? And like, I don't know why I did it. It just,
Spirit.
And, later on, of course, the guru heard about this. And he said, why the snake was trying to tell you it meant no harm. The snake was trying to tell you with no harm. When he opened up his hood and he looked at you and he didn't strike you, he was trying to tell you, I mean no harm. And he said to us, and this is what blew my mind, he said, now that snake has to suffer the penalty of suicide. He said, that being was here doing spiritual practices just like y'all. That blew my mind too, because Nagas are high beings. And, the world is a different place when you start learning things,
Yeah.
It's just
that's deep, man. I want to, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think that's why we got to get off that meat, because we be so scared from the meat of the beef, the chicken, the turkey, the fish. They all know when somebody's getting ready to smoke them and chomp on them. So whatever I used to go to the deli on the corner and get a turkey sandwich, and then I'd sit in my car at night, especially at night, I would see like knives flying around and hatchets and things. And I was like, I can't mess with that turkey, because I be seeing their emotional imprint. And when you need to be calm, you get triggered by those emotional imprints that's gathered in your body. And then you bug out, and you bugging out on the emotional trauma of the oxtail, chicken wings, turkey, beef. And listen, and if y'all got any sisters who are pregnant, keep them away from chicken wings, because if you have a male child and the mama loves chicken wings, you're gonna the boy is going to be born with something that's very underdeveloped because of the female hormones in the chicken wings that our folks love to eat. And you got, and then it won't treat the baby boy right to be born with nothing for his sight, something to barely, you don't want to be born like that. What's your name? Tiny. You don't want to be born like that. So listen, stay away from, if you uptight and you got a lot of stress, check and make sure it ain't that food you eating, because that emotional imprint is in the food. But I wanted to get to that stone, Orisha stone and Ifa stone.
Listen, I want to get there too.
Leklai.
I want to get there too. But before we go, because look, we started off, shout out to Baba and Coasty. I don't know if he's watching or not, but I remember he shared something with another guest. He's like, we started out all slow and nice and calm and smooth, and then choom, took off. So shout out to him if he's not on here, man. But that's why I see us going. We about to choom, we about to take off with that choom. But before we go into that stone, because both of y'all hit something that I would love to double back on real quick so we can take off. But Baba Lal, right? You said something that it resonated so deep, because in the private community, I divine for the community like once a month. So anyway, this particular old dude that came up was Otora Ika, and it's symbolized and it's represented by the snake, the Ika snake. But there's two levels that we can look at the snake. And so when you spoke about the Nagas, I'm thinking about like the Kemetic kings and queens and royalty. We wear the cobra on the crown, you know what I mean? So, and that's representing a lot. We can go deep into the metaphysics that it represents, but you can look at a snake as either being good or bad, is how I see it, depending on your perspective, right? Mm-hmm. So when it comes to, you mentioned the word reptilian. When you say that, a lot of people will time travel or imagination travel into like these reptilian humanoid beings who we all know are, controlling some aspects or a lot of aspects of this current so-called existence. But is there a positive aspect or sector of a reptilian being, even if it is one that comes from the animal kingdom? Can you kind of share with us your perspective on that? And then Uncle Hank, I got one more for you too.
So let's go back to a scripture called the Ramayana. And the other one is the Srimad, no, not Srimad Bhagavatam, actually the Mahabharata, Ramayana, Srimad Bhagavatam. All of them are talking about Nagas. But there's one particular, we're going back to the Ramayana. That's over 1 million years ago, right? When Lord Ram came to the earth. Now, you had this guy named Ravana, bad Mama Jama. He was so bad, he took over the whole universe, even the realms of the gods, right? His name was Ravana. But the birth before that, well, the birth before that birth, he was a divine being, literally in Vaikuntha with the Supreme Lord of the universe. He had the final beatitude, but he got cursed to come to earth. Now, bust it. So he comes as the bad Mama Jama from Beekman Street. You mess with him, you bound to get beaten. I mean, he's taking over everything. But he had a brother named Vibhishana. Vibhishana was devoted to Lord Ram. Good being, right? I mean, a divine being, in fact. And in fact, he's still alive now, right? He's what they call a Chiranjiva. But when his brother went against Ram, he came to Lanka when Ram was going over to the southern shores of India, because Ram was trying to go over to Sri Lanka to get his wife, because Ravana has kidnapped his wife. And his brother came over to Ram's side. Now, this is his brother. This is Ravana's brother. They powerful beings. But he left his evil brother to come over to Ram, because he was devoted to the Supreme Lord of the Supreme Lord of the universe, who was Ram. So he comes over. He's like, "Yo, Lord Ram, I can't rock with him. If he's against you, I'm against him. No good is going to come about by going against God." We are in a time where you literally came to the earth as an avatar to run out your leelas, to play your game in this time of times, right? And it was like the golden age. You're deep in the golden age at that time. And he said, "Ain't no way in the world I'm gonna go against you for my brother." So I'm in your camp. And when you deal with the secret space program, they tell you straight away, there was the wicked Draco, and those that are good. You know that, and in fact, there's planets that keep these Draco here in check in the galaxy, especially in the galaxy. I mean, there's a book called and you get a real good idea of them, but this is modern stuff. The ancient stuff is in the scriptures, like Srimad Bhagavatam, the Mahabharata, Ramayana. It's a lot of stuff in there about them. But this other book I got over here, I keep it with my precious books. I'm looking at it now. This is something to get an idea of who they really are, because these boys don't play. They don't play at all. I'm talking about the wicked ones, but I check it. They are going to God through wickedness. The way you get to God through wickedness is 95% wicked and 5% good. Oh, this is deep. And that's a difficult way. That's not easy. It's a difficult way. The easiest way to get to God is 100% good, if you can. But as human beings,
good luck with that.
We're doing well with we tried. We tried. But we ain't doing well with that. I'd really like to show y'all this book, because it gives you a real good idea in modern times. Is it okay for me to
go ahead, man, please share. And I'll jump over to the other question, and then we'll jump back, because the only person I can recall that I ever heard speak about some of this like in depth, like the way you're going, is shout out to Billy Carson's the Brother Forbidden Knowledge. Like, he speaks about a lot of those texts too. And I know his mind is another one that's just, you know what I mean? Like, so that's dope, man. And I definitely appreciate you sharing that with us.
Definitely want to check this out. Matter of fact, I gotta get this to show you too, because this is a puzzle.
When I was in Hawaii, I went to the outer island, an outer island of Hawaii called Molokai. All right. Now, this was maybe before I had a brother come over. He's an ancestor now, but he came and did ayahuasca. And he was fascinated with reptilian information. All right, so I was like, okay, well, let's go ahead and get into this ayahuasca. You know what he told me? He went in and he was on a ship. This is a brother. He was on a ship, and there were reptilians bowing to him, like big respect. And he walked, and then he faced the mirror, and he was like a commanding reptilian of a spaceship, a huge spaceship. So I always remember that. And I'm not going to say his name on the show because now he's an ancestor. I went to Molokai, met with the Hawaiians because that's where they be at. You know, the rest of the islands have been infiltrated with outsiders. So Molokai is the island known not to even have a stoplight. So I went there and met a Hawaiian priest named John Kami'i Kawa. And he said they live inside the island. Like Credo Mutwa said, the reptilians live underneath Africa. They teleported, the reptilians teleported into the kings and queens' bedrooms and terrorized them to accept the Europeans when they came to the shores. This is what Credo Mutwa, South African Zulu shaman, said.
Now, I know his work. I got his books and I share them all the time. Yes, sir.
Then going back to Hawaii, I went to a Hawaiian drum maker and big board surf maker. He would make big surfing boards because it was Hawaiians that taught Europeans how to swim. Special acknowledgement to Duke Kahanamoku. He used to hang out with, what's that book say?
This is Shaman. That's what I'm saying. I know his work. Like, I can share them too. Yeah.
And so Bill Capone invited me to a kava ceremony. And while we inside his house that he made, all Hawaiian style, you know, the wood, polished wood, and the whole structure was shaped like a pyramid roof. That's wild. In Hawaii, the roofs look like pyramids. Okay. He slid a hand-carved serpent across his polished wooden floor. And he said, this is our God. They live inside the island.
See.
Now, you know, I'm in Hawaii. I'm out there by myself, you know, so I'm like, you know, all right, that's cool. You know, I'm just going to drink my kava and take mental notes. You know,
I know that's right.
That's it. I'm 3,000 miles away or more. I don't even know how many miles it was from Brooklyn. All I just said on that little island, you know, I'm Hank from Brooklyn. But I think they're like the Clint Eastwood movies, Good, Bad, and Ugly.
Yes.
You know, you got some reptilians. Well, you know, they like that. You know, some of them good.
Yeah.
Some of them bad. And then some of them you don't want to be meeting.
Oh, that's for sure.
But that sound like us.
Exactly. Exactly.
We might.
It don't matter what skin suit you in.
There's some reptilian kind of cats right there by the liquor store on the corner.
Now I don't know if y'all could see this. I'm
highlight
seeing
you.
the letters backwards. It's saying alien world order. The reptilian plan to divide and conquer the human race. Does that come in clear, or are the letters backwards?
Oh yeah, I highlighted you. No, it's perfect. I'm highlighting you. So do your thing, and then we'll come back on after.
It's by Lynn. This book is by Lynn Kasten, Kasten. Now, bust this. I'm going to show you something, just to keep in mind how God thinks. Okay, how the universe really is. Now, this is a picture of Garbhadaksha Vishnu, right, on the causal ocean, asleep. Look at what's holding him up. That's a Naga called Shesha, right? That's a Naga called Shesha. And one of the biggest problems in the galaxy is the reptilians are bad mama jamas. Nobody wants to deal with them because they very, very serious. The bad ones are real bad, all right? There was a story I wanted to tell y'all, and it slipped my mind. Well, there's the snake who is God lays on this snake, 1,000-headed snake named Shesha. And then there's Garuda, who God travels on, the eagle, right? They're enemies, like nothing. The birds and the snakes are complete enemies, all right? And like, so now you got these two things, and I'm like, here it is. God don't favor either one of them. Love them both. You know, he created them both. So So you get this side that you go through God, through goodness, and you go through this, you go to God through wickedness. And there's many roads to getting with God. There was a story I wanted to tell you about the reptilian that slipped my mind. It'll come back to me. But
it's all good. Let me ask you this real quick, and then I'll so when it comes to that, right? Because I've heard some of the stories you shared, and then when you went to get your book, I was saying like the only person that I know that speaks like these books and has a in-depth, I would say vast like internal library of knowledge on this topic is the brother Billy Carson. So shout out to Forbidden Knowledge, Billy Carson, because he talks about a lot of this stuff too. But in regards to it, so and I don't know how many people have seen. There's a series that came out. I can't remember which platform it was on, but it was starring Samuel L. Jackson. And they spoke, and it was about, I think it was a Marvel, I don't know if it was a Marvel or whoever the rival to Marvel is, but it was one of those comic book franchises that does a lot of the big time blockbuster movies. But they created this show that was about like reptilians and how they, was living amongst the humans, and it blew my mind. What was it called?
Secret Invasion.
Bruh. It blew my mind because like when
Don't you
our
record
teachers
it,
were
Steve?
talking about this,
You don't remember? You don't remember the eyes, the one with the glasses back in the day?
Yeah. No, I'm saying like I get all that, but my thing, I was so blown because I'm a student of Dr. York. I'm a student of Dr. Blair. I'm a student of Credo Machwa. So I know these, you know what I'm saying? I know these guys and their knowledge and wisdom. They tried to kill these brothers for telling the truth. But now they put it on regular TV and people think it's entertainment, but they have no idea this is real ish. Like this is real. So like for us to talk about this is another level of the universe or the matrix that we tapping into.
Now let's look at it also on this level. Who heard of Kundalini?
Oh shit!
Where'd the brother go?
I'm here.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you just teleported off the screen for a second. I was like, damn, how he do that? All right. So listen, I know a sister, beautiful, heavy into meditation, and she said one day when she was meditating, a golden snake came out of her and rose up to her eye level and looked at her. And she told me, she said, I knew that was my Kundalini. So, us folks down here, presently, that's been genetically hacked, our folks too, we've been hacked genetically.
Boy, oh boy.
Gnostics say we got it all the way backwards. That the so-called serpent in the garden zoo, called the Garden of Eden, which was a zoo, was trying to get the humans to wake up because that so-called God, which was an ET, had them in a zoo called the Garden of Eden. It was a zoo. It was a jailhouse. And the snake was trying to say, listen, you could be free if you do some psychedelics with me. And I'm just paraphrasing. So the Gnostics say we got it all twisted, that we're being subject to these fallen or these highly advanced extraterrestrials. And if you ever notice, Billy Carson always make them look like black folks. So that's a whole nother subject.
Amen.
Am I right? Am I right?
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Look.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Carson always makes the Sumerians look like black folks. Now, my take, I'm going to tell you what my take is. As Atlantean offspring, as post-Atlantis golden age, we are living in the post-golden age of Atlantis. Family, those of you listening, you heard it on my platform. I'm going to share it on your platform. Get the book. It's called Hermeneutic Interpretations. I'm typing it in. By Fabre D. Olivier.
I should.
He wrote it in 1700s. And he said the black race defined themselves not as Negroes, not as Africans, as masters of the universe. Not planet, universe. And the word Atlantis means master, according to Fabre d'Olivier. And Lant means universe. And what happened when Atlantis sunk? Another reference is Edgar Cayce. Edgar Cayce said the Atlanteans basically got arrogant, cranked up the crystal power so high that it melted the foundation of Atlantis. And that's when everything, the reptilians was our slaves, became the masters. The Europeans started doing the will of the reptilians. So we had everybody up underneath our feet because we were masters of the universe through the ancient Egyptian word called Nuk Pu Nuk. That means I am that I am. We were self-described gods of the universe. We said we were gods, and we had technology to back it up.
I see.
So Europeans remembered being our slaves. We had a nuclear war with India and nuked India to its knees. Atlanteans were so bad, they sunk Lemuria. I don't know what it was, over a dice game or what was the reason, but we are not innocent. We're the offspring of the fallen multi-million year empire known as Atlanteans. All right, so I'm giving you the books. Look up Edgar Cayce, what he said. His name in Atlantis, Edgar Cayce said his name was Ra-Ta. And he came over with Tahuti to establish an Atlantean outer city in what we call Cairo, became Kemet. That's what Edgar Cayce said. And the book, Hermeneutic Interpretations, shows that the Europeans who were Atlantean slaves for hundreds of years, mining timber and precious metals, mining timber and precious metals for these flamboyant anti-gravity ship riding brothers, that their women would be attracted and want to ride in these anti-gravity ships with the brothers laced in their gold, and you know how brothers got their swag. All right. And so when Atlantis went underwater, according to Fabre d'Olivier, they had a crusade that went global from Europe into India, and that's where you had the Aryans set up the caste system and said, don't let these, what we now call Negroes, don't ever let them remember that they forgot that they forgot.
I like
all right.
that.
Don't let these super hyper dimensional lords of the galaxies ever remember they forgot that they forgot. Let them sleep, dagnabbit, but they can play some sports, but don't give them nothing else. But we've done our time, because now you got a supernatural human being, the latest incarnation of Christ, named Simeon Toko. Did you hear about that one, Aoife Stone?
Oh, I know exactly the one they can't kill.
They couldn't kill. Chopped him up,
yes.
He reassembled. He looked like Olmec head without the cap.
Yes,
That's what he looked like.
What you got, Stone? You like Stone? Like everybody? Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me highlight him real quick. Hold on, y'all.
You see it, OG?
Oh yeah, I had to highlight you. I'm gonna jump off to you.
No, I was showing you something. You were asking about the reptilians, right? And OG said something about he was talking about the civilization, about when the teacher came down and trying to teach man, or he said the Gnostic text, and he tapped into that. In our text, in ancient Kemetic text, in ancient West African text, in ancient American text, I can show you where the serpent has always been our savior. The serpent has always been our teacher. The serpent. Only scary people talking about some, they say we can't go outside, so I'm not gonna go when they say go. Because wherever they say don't go, if you study the Seminole River, Kissimmee River, they did what the people told not to do, and he became a great dragon. When you're looking at Quetzalcoatl of America, of ancient Mesoamerica, and all those Olmec pyramids, that's ancient serpent. When you're looking at Mama Wata, the teacher, the healer. When you're looking at Dambala, the teacher, the healer, The serpent ain't never been our enemy. we play into this illusion of good cop, bad cop. Like everybody, of course there's a balance. But even when I hear people talk,
there we go.
But just showing you that our ancient, like you said, even in ancient Kemetic, the serpent was on their head. I'm not saying I know everything about ancient Kemetic, but I know all. Like he said, the Nok civilization, that homie, not Benin, but that homie, the Temple of the Python. These are all healers. If you understand what Damballa is a healer. If you understand what Sekhmet is, the mother of the serpent, like people, they claim all these different things, and then they do the half in, half out thing. Like, oh, all hell Sekhmet. Sekhmet is the mother of the serpent. All hell what?
Special acknowledgement to our brother who just made his ascension. I'm using very specific acoustical words, family. We have a brother who is an elder who did his ascension.
Yeah.
Baba Haru Ra-Ankh Samaj has made his ascension. Before he made his ascension, in years ago, you know what he said? The hieroglyphs always started with the words Nuk Pu Nuk. At the beginning, at the end, I am. I am. Sentence. You start and end the sentence with the words I am. That's what Baba Haru Ra-Ankh Samaj. Salutations, may you dance with your with the ancestors, my brother.
I cleaned up my medallion from yesterday's thing that he made for me. I cleaned it up. You see how much more shiny it is today than it was yesterday?
I'm gonna highlight you, Baba. Hold on.
I cleaned it up because I put it in, he showed me how to clean it up. So I put that bad boy in there. And the mantra is up here in the cartouche. And this is a whole bird back and front. But I cleaned it up this morning, just to give honor to the brother. And that's Ra with the
Yo,
story I was telling you.
That's somebody we need to honor on this show. I was telling them that why they come over here, that we honor the elders, we honor the OGs, right? And I'm glad he brought it up because we were talking about it the other day. But we talking about crystals, magnets, pyramid, and things of that nature. We got Uncle Hank. Can you go in detail? Because I know you are both from the same area. Can you go into detail about that brother's legacy and how he was a great artist in alchemy and how he could break down the Egyptian text from that stone?
Well, there's two. You still have in this life, we have an amazing brother. His name is Mfudishi.
Mfudishi, yeah, New York.
Mfudishi not only can speak the language, he can read it and write it. Now, spirit of Ubuntu, imagine if Mfudishi and Billy Carson got together as brothers and had a tour of ancient Kemet, because Mfudishi is the hieroglyph master that can read right on the walls, and then Billy Carson can give the overview that the whole planet at one time was called Atlantis.
And respectfully, let me throw a quick shout out to one of our he's a tribe ambassador who's been on the show multiple times. But shout out to Baba Kepra Patat as well, because that brother ain't no joke either when it comes to knowing the Netzer and being able to read the Netzeru and read, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can read the pyramid text and identify it all too. So with those three, man, that's powerful. And shout out to Stone and my brother Adeyemi. He just posted because he reached out to me the other day too, saying like, yo, man, we got to do something to honor Baba Haru. And I'm like, I need to put something together. You know what I'm saying? So both of y'all and a few other people was like, yo, you need to do something. So I'm going to holler at the elders that I do have a relationship with to see hopefully if we could put something together. But just the two we have here tonight, and I'll definitely holler at Baba Kepra Patai. And if anybody got access to Mfudishi or Brother Fidna, I would love to do something.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you Mfudishi's number, man, when we get off show. But I did a show. I wrote a song called Ubuntu I Am, and we need to embrace beyond these egos, because the more intelligent you could become, boy, them egos can go. If you had a head the size of some egos, y'all would be some pumpkin heads, y'all would be some pumpkin head walking folks.
Baba, don't get me started. That's what pulled that Jagoon energy out last show with Stone. So look, it started with that ego BS, and and the energy just got loose.
If you would fill it up with some hydrogen, I swear if some of them would float away.
OG, going back to those Nagas, back to that serpent energy. We know a lot about the outer layer from somebody else's perspective of the serpent, but from the Naga's perspective of the serpent, they believe in wisdom. They believe in gemstones. They understand the power of the gemstones. That's where you have Naga Loka, right? And Naga Loka is all about gemstone. When you're going to Kissimmee and you go to the Kissimmee River, they have portals all through these lands, all these caves and stuff are portals to these serpent worlds. And the first thing they tell you is, we're going to teach you how to live forever. We're going to teach you the different things. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
You
know,
you there?
When you read, I'm here. I can hear you. When you read, if y'all get this book and read it, you get a great deal of information about the Naga Kingdom. But I want to tell you a story about them going back 250,000 years ago, right? 250,000 years ago, there was a king. His name was Janamajaya. Now, Janamajaya was the son of Parikshit, and Parikshit was the son of Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu was the son of Arjuna, and Arjuna was the son of Lord Indra, the king of the gods. All right. Now, there was a great war 250,000 years ago, right? When Janamajaya was born, and he was told about, now he's an emperor. He's one of he inherited the throne after all his whole lineage was wiped out, right? But his father was killed by Takshaka, who was a snake, right? Snake, a powerful snake or powerful Naga, right? And I'll show you the picture where he actually is being killed. But here's the deal. So Janamajaya decided, I'm taking out all the snakes. And in those days, they had the technology to call the snakes with mantras to his fire pit. Right now, they was coming, and there was this other siddha, a powerful spiritual being. His name was Jarat Karu, who married a woman named Jarat Karu. All right, but his destiny was to stop the snake sacrifice. They were killing millions of them, calling them from the interior of the earth, and all like that. All right, now bust it. Political protocol dictates if someone tries to take out your whole race, it is incumbent upon you to take out that race, because if they did it once, they may do it again. This is political protocol. All right, bust it.
Sound like the art of war to me.
Sound like what?
The art of war.
All right, boom, yeah. And so years later, as the human race declined in its ability to be superhuman, all right, the Nagas, or the snakes, because they can change their form, right, went into ancient Egypt and they took over because they could take their form. And how did they do it? They came in as cooks or slaves and mendicants, carpenters, all kinds of stuff like this, right? And they wiggled their way into all the kingdoms of earth, got into real close positions of the kings or the emirs or the pharaohs, right? They would kill them, get rid of that body, and assume their form. This is what was happening. And you can read about this also in the Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly Palmer Hall, which is a great book. So now check it out. Hold tight, because this is real deep. They were taking over all the nations of the world like this. Then the priest found out these Negroes are Nagas. They're not the emperor. They're not the pharaoh. They're not. And they figured out a way how we can oust them, how we can get them out, how we can find out who they were. And they found out through sound, the power of the spoken word. And the Nagas could not say a particular word. And that word was Kenenigan. So just like we do here in America, where you have the king come up and he gives what do you call that? The address to America. Forget the exact phrase they use. State a state of something to America. State to the Union, right?
Yeah, the Union or State of the Address or something.
That's it.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So they'd have two guards on each side of him with axes. This is the first time they did it, right? And they said that the priest told them to say, tell him to say Kininigan. If he cannot say it, cut his head off right there.
So now that's what we're going to do when we go to McDonald's?
I hope not. But anyway, so they came there and he couldn't say it. The Pharaoh at the time couldn't say it, took off his head. Then they sent this information around the world to all the kingdoms of the earth to let them know Nagas are occupying the seats of humans. And this is how we get rid of them. If they can't say that word, they're Nagas.
So Laji, I got a question. Because you know me and Laji be going back and forth. That's why he's my co-host. If your Kundalini rise up and look at you in the face, are you going to say to it, "Now you better say Kininigan"?
No, that part. People, check it out. Check it out. She lives inside of you. I'm not saying that they all bad or they all good. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I showed you who's laying down on the snakes. Who's laying down?
Can I ask one question?
The supreme.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
You said these shapeshifter serpents came and took all the thrones. Whose thrones were they? Who gave these men? These men just come out of? They just came out of nowhere with these temples and thrones. I don't see them taking over something. When you look at, when I said the Naga, or when I look at Sambo and look at the serpent temples in Tibet and all these different places, these people, they're not taking over anything that wasn't already theirs. And once we understand, like he said, he talks about a Kundalini, and we could talk esoteric, or we could talk about the science aspect of the reptilian part of your brain right now.
I don't mean to cut you up, but I wanted to get into this earlier when it came up with reptilians, but we can go back to the birth process. Every person who was born from a man and woman, we start out in the formation of a tadpole as the spermatozoa of the male, which is what is that? And then you would talk about the Kundalini, the spinal cord. We talk about that's all serpent. Just saying. My bad. Go ahead, bro. But I just said like that.
Now, what if we?
Go ahead.
My bad.
Got it.
I stand a little different on certain things because I hear when people tell me the stories that their oppressor told them, or they see through the eyes of their oppressor, or they tell me, I don't see them. I go to the elders, and I go talk to the serpent myself. And nobody can tell me when I can't go outside because I went ask about me. You know, Orisha Danny, I go talk to him myself. The dragon is the great mother. The war started, and we know this. If we're gonna go have the story, tell the whole story. The war started against this war against the great mother, right? So it was never. There's never been a time where the serpent was evil against you or anything. The serpent has always been sent to teach you. And if you look at any indigenous Kemetic, wait a minute, ask the Nomo. Wait a minute, isn't the Nomo? We talking about everybody wants to be Dogon until it's time to go. Don't the Nomo? And the Nomo? What did they say the Nomo was? Everybody want to be conscious, but you don't want to acknowledge. Uncle Hank just said when that serpent does, you know what I'm saying? We talking against ourselves. Well, they talking against themselves. But once you understand that you are the dragon, wait a minute, the last dragon with Bruce Leroy. Once you understand you have that Kundalini energy, you'll get out of that spookism. Once you realize that each one of them Kemetic people that you act like you want to be behind had a serpent on their head, you'll stop trying to demonize the serpent like we stopped trying to demonize our own people.
Okay.
You're speaking against our own people. Wait a minute.
Exactly what you do.
Where does voodoo start? Where does voodoo start, Gabby? Where does voodoo start? Where does voodoo start?
Where the word shenanigan come from then? Is that one of the words you check out to see if they're reptilian? Say shenanigan. What's the other word you said, Laji?
I said Kininigan.
Oh, Kininigan and shenanigan. Yo, that must be the serpent, the two of them together. Shenanigan and Kininigan.
I'm right here.
Check your head off.
When I first got into the City College group, City College study group, African history study group, all the high-powered historians of the world were there, right? Here, I'm a young boy. I'm coming in talking mess like you was just doing. Dr. Clark stopped me. He said, hold on. Give me three.
I'm talking mess? I can talk straight facts. Because I invite Uncle Hank on, but I don't never talk mess. I speak straight facts. No. You say I'm talking mess. You talk about the colonizer book, and I'm talking about our books.
right.
You were talking about what the Kabbalah said, but I'm telling you to go to the ancestors and show me one of the ancestors that said it. You can't do that. You have a comedic thing behind you. You don't live that. You're telling us of a war that was against what we say we stand for. You're not making sense. What side are you on? Because you're not going to say the Naga, oh, we got to be scared of the Naga. Oh, you're talking about something that they told you to be scared of. Anything that they told you to be scared of is the exact opposite. Everything's vice versa. That
I'm going to get a
energy,
cigar. I'll be right back.
I told you that. And you still went with it. First off, I would hold up, pause, because like I said,
whoa. Okay, so real quick, because look, me, Stone, you and I have had this conversation, and me and some of the tribe. I had one panel discussion on this show, and that was the tribute to the Honorable El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, and things went a little different than I wanted it to go. However, I feel like it was a phenomenal show. To this day, I'm honored to be able to pay homage to one of my heroes, with several people who I have the utmost love and respect for, in that conversation. But there was one person who wanted to debate, and things kind of got a little hectic, and I said, I don't think I'll ever never do a damn debate again online. But the way this one happened tonight, it was supposed to be one way, but it came another way. But because I take pride in being able to adjust and be able to maneuver, because I feel like I've been doing this long enough to be able to do so, I want to make sure that I don't allow that energy to overtake this conversation. Because even the tribe is like, yo, let's reset the energy, let's bring it back, let's keep it how it was, because it's been a phenomenal show, a phenomenal conversation. So let's just keep it that way. We'll let him do what he do or say what he say, and then I'm gonna give it to you, and you do what you do and say what you say, and then we keep it pushing, man. But at least let the people be able to appreciate all the wisdom, understanding, overstanding, understanding that everybody can bring to the to the conversation. But with that, brother Bilal, was you done with your point, or how did you want to
in regard to what our good brother is misunderstanding is, I don't take the sides of the Nagas or the angels or this one or that one. I try to get the information of everyone, period, and not get locked into. I'm deep into the Targaryen information right now, and the deal is, it's not like we know this. We know what we read. We may decide we believe this. And my guru said to us one day, he looked at me too, because he told me to study, right? And he told everybody else, y'all need to follow the thing. But he knew this was my nature. He goes, don't be surprised if one day what you thought was the highest truth was the greatest lie. And what you thought was the greatest lie is the highest truth. The real deal is, we just got here 3 minutes ago. And we may be in our elders or 60, 70 years old, but what do we really know when we know for a fact almost 99.9% of everything we've been taught is a lie, from the grammar to the mathematics? So how can we wax and wane on knowledge that we really don't know? We think we know, but we don't know. So the humble pill comes from the guy that studies so much, and they come to the conclusion, damn, I thought I knew a lot. Now I realize, because most of what I learned was a lie, I don't know much at all. And what
we don't know. We a lie.
What does the masters tell us? Go within, know that self, so you can know yourself. Go within, know that self, attain full realization, attain ascension, and then you'll know, because you can move and groove on the highest level, and you will not argue with people about what they think they know or what they decided to believe.
I want to take it in another direction. Orisha Stone, Ifa Stone. Let's talk about these stones that are living eels. Now, if it's reptilian, they my best friends. It's called leklai. Leklai. Orisha Stone, you got any leklais?
No, I don't.
You said L-E-K-E. How you spell that again, Baba?
Leklai.
Okay.
These are known as
Hank?
Huh?
What's the blue? Is that a reflection of light, or is that inside the stone?
No, that's the black stone reflecting the screen.
Okay.
Leklai, Orisha Stone and Ifa Stone and family, you want to get these stones. They're from the caves of Cambodia, Vietnam. And the monks do chants to hypnotize. They called leklai means stone eel or stone serpent. And they travel through the mountains like a snake. And the monks in Cambodia, in Thailand, and I think it's also Vietnam, they go inside these caves and do sacred chants. And the snake breaks off into pieces and drop into the bed sheets. And it's known to make you bulletproof, knife proof, and fireproof when it's worn and when you have these as pets. I'm showing y'all because I don't know if you had Lloyd Strayhorn on your platform before.
No,
I
sir.
turned him on. You did?
No, I haven't. No, sir.
Oh, okay. He's a world famous astronumerologist. This is called leklai, family, and these look like stones, but they're actually living crystal or stone eels, and that's what leklai means. Crystal eels or stone eels or stone snakes, and it travels through the mountains. And when the Tibetan, not Tibetan, Cambodian, and the monks, you can look it up on eBay, you can look it up on YouTube, LEKLAI, and you'll see they're doing chants and drumming, and the snakes, the steel, it's known as steel eel. That's what leklai means, steel eel. And it comes out and listens to the music and moves like a serpent, Laji. And then with flashes of electricity and fire, they break off into pieces and drop into the bed sheets. And these pieces come in various shapes and forms. And these are my friends and you feed them on the full moon, honey, under the full moon. You put honey on them. And special acknowledgement to our brother in Texas, Brother Yosef. He also speaks of leklai. So these are my leklai beads, family, that we need as protection. And I see Word Hermit says, I have a leklai necklace. I love it. These are steel eels. And they say they make you. Now, I haven't tested them to be whether or not they are bulletproof. I ain't gonna, life is hard enough. I'm just going to keep them nearby, and I have a collection of them. But these are known as steel eels that make you bulletproof, flame-proof, and fireproof.
Gotta get thank you for that, okay.
I love that. I love that. Because listen, first and foremost, shout out to you for that, and shout out to Wunam, who is our designated Ashe tribe mother of the tribe, man. Me and her, we spoke last night, man. But she's the only person that I've ever met that had access to that kind of powerful type of charm or that type of, you know what I mean, like protection. And so, shout out to her for that, because the brother, I appreciate that, Baba, because we need that. And we need to make sure that our people know about it and how to get access to it, because in these days and times, I know firsthand what I'm dealing with people who are dealing with some ish. We dealing with some ish, and it's like we need help, like straight up. And shout out to the tribe for being supportive and understanding, overstanding, and understanding. Like, the presence hasn't been as present as it normally is on the channel, because I had to be present in real life doing real work, because it's a lot of us dealing with some real shit. So with that, I appreciate you sharing that. And listen, we need it, man. We need all the protection we can get.
There's some more. And the ones the powerful ones come out of Senegal to make you bulletproof, knife proof. And the brother does demonstrations, live demonstrations, and I show it on my YouTube channel. His name is Serene Modu Sheikh. And this is a Marabou. He's like a great grandson to Sheikh Amadou Bamba, I believe. But he has a little amulet that you put on over your shoulder and drop it down to your waist. And he pulled out a knife, sharpened knife. I videotaped it, and he sliced right through the watermelon. And he put the necklace on, and then he started hacking away at the soft side of his forearm and the soft side of his knee. The only thing he said, it might give him a bruise, but it didn't cut. And they're not the only ones. Our brothers in Senegal are not the only ones who have one of those bulletproof. You got to get Sheikh Sufi on here. Talk about amulets, because it protects up to 9 people when you put it on. Because we in colorful times, y'all. We need some protection.
Listen.
They say on average it's like 80,000 sisters that disappear per year.
Listen, and that's what I'm talking about. So like some of these conversations, tribe, I'm telling y'all, join the Patreon community. I got a free tier. Like I do this for real. This ain't about money for me. Of course I got to get paid to support my family, but this is really about the movement and about us doing what we need to do. Join the free Patreon, because we can have these conversations way more in depth without none of the other foolishness that be going on. But with that, that's something that we have to, and I mean absolutely have to, bring to not just this tribe, but all the tribes of all of those who are the light beings and those who have the right energy of understanding, overstanding, understanding, understanding to elevate into the 5th dimension of ascension to make this thing happen.
Yes, I strung these guys together. Orisha Stone, Ifa Stone, Laji. Laji, you got any leklai beads?
No.
Yeah, you got to tap into this. You can get them on Etsy. You can get them on eBay. They have them in different shapes and sizes, but these are protection stones, so that you have protection around you. And I think it also protects those near you in proximity. So Orisha Stone, you're going to have some fun with this. You might take some shrooms and have a good conversation with these little guys, because they're alive.
I say, you know about Agnemanitite?
Huh?
OG, you know about Agnemanitite?
Never met the brother.
The stone you were talking about right now, the brother said he go to India. There's a couple stones. There's one called Columbianite, Agnemanitite, and Centimani stone. And they real powerful too. They like when you get those 3 together, they say that's a philosopher's stone, those 3 black stones, the carpet stone. So I wouldn't mind tapping into that one and having it in that collection.
And brother Joseph said they have on eBay and Etsy Naga eye stones. They're supposed to be the eyes of the Nagas, Laji. And those things look nice.
You said brother Yusuf. I like his work too. You work with that brother a lot?
No, we network. We just click when we have a show. Our show that we did is close to 1,000 views already, man. Folks was loving that show.
Oh, man, respect to the
and almost like what is it, 900,000, and I forgot how many hundred likes. We were rocking.
We're gonna run them up. We ain't past that. Humbly and respectfully, we keep doing this type of conversations. I'll tell you that right now.
Yo, 1,000 pardons. My bad, OG. 1,000 pardons. But back to brother Yusuf. I like him because he be on the path of the dragon energy too. And on my platform, I'm really big on dragon matriarch energy, understanding our placements in this universe, so everybody know their place. So 1,000 pardons. When I say certain things, I'm standing on what I stand on, because I'm Washington Tamukawa. I was raised how I was raised. I don't just get my information out of books. See, when I ask about Voodoo, that's energy. We learn through, like you said, the mushrooms and that system of ancestors coming to talk to us however we do it. That's why a lot of people say that they've been everywhere, but I have everything to show for it. I was just on the other day. I was just on Mud Foster University, and everything that we're saying in esoteric terms, the white man is giving us the keys in science terms. Mud Foster University, check it out. He's breaking down how the dragon was here, all these different things, who the Olmecs were, and he's just doing it from a science perspective. And I did that. I just sit there and let him talk, and he has a bigger platform. He's older than everything else, and he all he did was confirm what I've been saying forever. And just when I speak on the matriarch or overstanding, I don't care what nobody says about it. I know who I've spoken to. I know what mission I'm on.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Stone, real quick though, and this is just for a complete 1 million, 1 trillion, 1 billion, whatever you want to call it, complete percentage of authenticity and transparency. You know, you and I speak all the time about the numbers, right? Yes, I do pay attention to them, but you know what I tell you, I don't give a muck about them for real, because my gauge of what the numbers should, I feel like, articulate is the impact. What are you really doing? Who are you really serving? How are you really healing? What are you protecting? What are you manifesting? What do you have as a receipt that can show you took somebody from this place to that place, and they are much better off for who and what you did for them. If you can't give me none of them receipts, I don't give a fuck about your numbers. Fuck them numbers. Respectfully. But
Most definitely.
But with that though, because I want to keep this on the straight and narrow and not let that energy take over. We already had one of them. I don't want to do it again. But because I got to get off, man, it's been a long day. I've been putting in a lot of work in real life for real people, and I'm proud of that. So shout out to y'all, because y'all know who it is, the tribe and a lot of other people. But we had some people who had some phenomenal questions, man, and I'm telling you, if I could, I would do this for 2 or 3 more hours, and we've done it before, but hopefully I can, get together with all of y'all where we can make it happen again, excuse me, in the very near future and do that. But we had like some really, really powerful questions, man. So if y'all got it, in your schedule and in your timeline, if I could bring a couple
Let's do it.
of
I'm looking at what some Yodelay Orisha Tosin said.
I started a few of them because I wanted to ask for myself. So if y'all don't mind, shoot, I'm gonna bring
I
one.
can't see them. I can't see them.
So shout out to Tavi. She said, "What's the power of sacred geometry and symbols and stones together? I see the Metatron back behind you." I think she's talking to you, Baba Hank.
I see.
That's the shape of our blood, Tavi. It's the shape of our blood. It's the shape of our cells when we thinking right, talking right, feeling right, and forgiving correctly. We have sacred geometry on the molecular level of our bloodstream, our blood plasma, our organs. All this sacred geometry is what's inside of us. It's what's inside of us.
Shay, look, I got people don't know, but they've been sitting here looking at them the whole time they've been watching the show. I got it lit up a little bit back there now. that's that Metatron symbol right behind us, right before our very eyes. But
the DNA, so dope.
Huh?
When he said it was the DNA, that was so dope because it was like, he just tapped it. He said it so great. Like later on, they'll catch on what he said, but when he said that's just like the Indinkras and all these other things, but this is the original Indinkra, like. Yeah, and it magnified. When you're looking at what's that Jewish thing? Kabbalah.
Kabbalah.
They break a lot of that stuff down.
Logic, you got your necklace, your magnetic necklace, sun disk?
Yeah, I got them all right here.
Check this. This is one of them. This is Flower of Life. And bring it closer to the screen so folks can see it.
I'm gonna highlight you real quick too.
You see what he got there? And it's keyhole geometry that the body cells recognize. The sacred geometry. Our cells, our organs recognize sacred geometry, and then it's receptive to receive the energy. Yeah. This sacred geometry is important for the cells to absorb the energy, because they say if the keyhole ain't right, I ain't letting you in. Like our sisters be saying sometimes.
Now, what's this one, Hank?
Intergalactic passports.
Or that's one of a kind. Look at that sacred geometry.
So that's what I'm saying. Intergalactic passport. What you just said was, I always say intergalactic passports. They represent.
Yeah, it is.
The symbol represents you. So y'all working together. That Metatron calls them angels. That's angel. Like you can tap into angel magic with the right frequency and the right symbols and the right colors and the right stones.
Keys of Solomon. Yep.
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying?
That was
Keys of Solomon.
Hey,
look what he got here.
I don't know what kind of magic you put into these bad boys. The double with the gold tips, pyramids. Listen. Boy, I put that on and I'm in the meditation. Bingo bango. Like
sacred geometry. Hey, if we act cuckoo, it's because we in buildings and apartments that have low ceilings. Low ceilings makes melanin cuckoo. Yeah. Right corner angles, where the ceiling and the walls come together, that right angle makes folks who are melanated richly cuckoo. So if you are in a low ceiling, have a bunch of 90-degree corners where the two walls and the ceiling come together, melanin is a double-edged sword, and this is what they don't talk about. Melanin is a carbon-based molecule. Y'all listen close, family. Mm-hmm. It's a carbon-based molecule. That means that it has quantum, super speed, access to multi-dimensions. But guess what filters are made of. Charcoal filters. Melanin locks in, holds toxins. Melanin locks in, can't forgive. Melanin locks in, holds a grudge better than anything else because it's propensity to hold on to negativity. But when it's negative free, it's quantum access to the cosmos and eternity. So if you pride yourself as being a keeper of melanin, you got to be responsible for filtering what will charge up your multidimensional intergalactic skin suit Ferrari so that you don't crash and burn because you can't learn how to let go and let quantum energy flow. Because right now we're talking about AI. Everybody's all excited about AI. You are AI with your personality, with your ego. You are artificial ignorance.
Yeah.
And then when you pull that ego off,
ancestral
behind that is the light of God.
Yes, sir.
So don't get excited about AI because you are QI, my brothers and sisters. You are quantum intelligence. So be not concerned about AI. Learn how to rock it. Learn how to make good music with AI. Learn how to apply AI to be your servant, gods and goddesses. And while I'm on the subject of gods and goddesses, we are now in this cycle. Kings and queens is obsolete terminology, my brothers and sisters. Kings and queens is obsolete acoustics. It is now time for sisters to refer to the brothers as gods and the brothers to refer to the sisters not as queens, because queens is regional. Goddesses is quantum, galactic, multi-dimensional. So you cast an acoustical spell on the sisters, and the sisters say it from your hips to the brothers. Peace, God. Peace, goddess. Goddesses and gods is the cycle we're in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, and the tribe is going. The tribe's going absolutely bananas too, man. Because we had a little bumpy, we had a little turbulence in the flight, but don't get it twisted. We still gonna land this mother love right.
Oh, that's when we were shifting gears.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I said the tribe be tribe, and they know what it is. Yes, sir.
I gotta ask you a question. An important person wanted me to ask you this question. My son, he actually asked you a great question. I didn't have an answer for him. He said, why does darkness absorb negativity? Why does it absorb? Why? He didn't say negativity. He said, why does it absorb darkness and blackness? Why does it absorb?
Who's asking? Somebody want to know?
My son.
Tell him charcoal filters is what cleans the water in filtered in fish tanks, and charcoal filters are also used for cleaning air. That's carbon-based technology. However, the other side is it makes excellent orgone. I have carbon. I use the soot from boilers to mix with resin to create orgone pyramids, beads, because it's a conductor and it collects sunlight, ethereal light, and orgone. So if y'all don't want to spend a lot of money, take ashes from your certain wood, oak wood, cedar wood, hickory wood, and make orgone. What you got there?
I was gonna ask you. That's why I'm gonna ask you. Is this orgone? I think this might be.
That look like orgone, bro. It's layered. It look like it. So y'all could use charcoal, which is carbon, because listen, we are all carbon-based life forms. Carbon is black.
Yes, sir.
Carbon-based food, carbon-based fuel, carbon-based life, and the next level or another level is crystal-based fuel, crystal-based life forms like Nikola Tesla said. Oh, I gotta tell you this before we go. Yo, I was doing ayahuasca and I asked that pale-skinned dude named Nikola Tesla how to improve the Tesla bottles. And he told me some technology. Yo, Orisha stone, Laji, you heard this before. Aether stone. I asked Nikola Tesla, I said, who are you really? You know what he did, family? He unzipped his European skin, and there was a tall, bald-headed brother, midnight blue-black. And I said, who are you? He said, I am Amenhotep. So special acknowledgement to the sci-fi author who wrote those books. You know who I'm talking about, Aoife Stone? Octavia Butler. Special ashe to Octavia Butler, because she said we are supernatural beings that can skin hop from one person to another. Remember that movie Denzel Washington was in, where the spirit was hijacking, popping, boom, boom, boom. And the song, I even remember the song. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. And he was hopping.
Hey, Baba, shout out to Sophia Stewart too, the mother of the Matrix now, the mother of the Matrix and Terminator. Because
Sophia Stewart, yes.
You know, they stole all her ish too now. All that came from the womb, man. The eye of the womb, man. The melanin.
Yeah. So we can't get caught up in skin suits. So what if a brother comes down here in a reptilian suit? One of these days, yo, we've been everything, gods and goddesses. We've been reptilians. We've been crystal beings. We've done everything. We've been everything everywhere. So we got to size up one at a time. I wish next time I go on the show, I'm bringing a cigar.
Look,
man, it's
mine. Look,
my ancestors demanding it, OG.
Look, when I get off, I'm going to have mine. Look, that's how I decompress, listening to the answers. And every time, I promise you, I get some sort of download a message. And this is shout out. I can't remember the brother who turned me on to it like recently it was actually from a community college master's class event that I did. But the brother invited me out to chop it up and network, and he was a cigar guy. And he turned me on. I'm like, yo, I rocks with this because I'm like, yo, the downloads is crazy. Like they crazy.
Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Ogun Day. Monday and Tuesday, get a like cigar that cleanses out the bad energy out your house. Alegua Shu loves cigars. Ogun loves cigar.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So look, the tribe know. We took care of that shoe real heavy today, and we definitely did do that too. Like for real, but that's real talk though, bro. Like for real.
Yo, Elijah, next time we do a show, we got to get our cigars, bro, so we can do our crowns and we can blow smoke into the screen. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, there's a sister who's really crazy, supernatural, powerful. Her name is Sister Myra.
I've heard of her.
Yo, Sister Myra be messing up folks. Sister Myra be messing up folks' computers. She messed up Brother Rich computer.
She like a slim. Tell Sister Myra
I need to talk to her.
That's the I think I seen.
Yo, she's magical, man. I'm gonna get you. If you don't have a number, I will give you her number.
Hey, listen, Baba, you give me anybody that you feel like will be in alignment, I'm with it. And shout out to Stone, because Stone, shout out to Adeyemi, he was on here earlier. There's several brothers and sisters who they do their best, like to go out their way to hook people up to bring on this show, man. So anybody that you feel like is in alignment, I'm all for it. I will work with anybody because I'm really collaboration over competition. Everybody can't say that. They got some other
Sister Myra, the one that teach you about the feathers, G. You're Orisha Gbemi?
Yeah. Yes.
She the one that teach you about the feathers. Like we got stones, she teach you about the feather magic. She don't play.
Logi, show your feathers. Look at Logi's feathers. I gotta make my stuff arm reach because he got his all around him.
I know that's right.
Yo, and we gotta have feathers, and then take a toke of that cigar. Hey, anybody got some Cuban cigars?
Listen,
I just ran out,
but I got
then fan it into the screen.
I'll show you. Yo, I really felt like we should have talked. I really wanted to get more into the stone with you, so I really want to do this again and run it back because there's a lot of stones we didn't touch.
Say no more, bro. Listen,
man.
I'm telling you. So I said, say no more. Like if I didn't start early today and been like literally like working for real, like I've been working the shrines, bro. I've been working. With it, man.
This is look. Show him, Logi. Come up closer.
Hold on, I'm gonna highlight.
I'm in bed because as I sleep, it got the protection of the eagle, which in the cherub called dang. That's why it's not right now. This is why I'm today. Maybe I'll put it in. But I got 4 altars in this room here. Check this one out. This is my Egyptian altar over here.
That's tough.
That's
tough.
Yo, I didn't even get a chance. We didn't get into the Xenon, man.
Let me highlight him. Hold on.
Look.
You still got.
Yeah, that's a powerful right there.
That's beautiful.
I want to highlight so everybody can see it, but y'all got it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Stone. Both of y'all, man. My bad for taking y'all off. I just wanted to
OG
try.
wanted to talk about the Xenon bulbs.
Okay, go ahead.
You want to see the Xenon? Hank, you got your Xenon Bulb?
Listen, I don't normally do this on air, but today is one of them days I feel like we got to
Look,
do.
look what Lodgy got. Ifa.
We got to make some exceptions. That is dope. I don't know what it
No,
is,
no,
but I
no.
rock it.
That's the Xenon.
He put me on it. I ain't gonna lie. He put me on these. These are Xenon bulbs, and he was breaking down. We were talking about protecting our black women and everything else. This protects our women. This protects us in a lot of different ways. But OG, now let me get out the way. OG, Uncle Hank, can you explain the power of the Xenon bulb?
Yo, there's a book called. I'm gonna give you the book. You can download it. Einstein doesn't work here anymore.
Baba, real quick, respectfully, with the utmost respect. If I don't never do this, and anybody who's ever watched us, they know I've never done this, but I'm gonna do it tonight. If y'all don't mind, I don't never do it on air. I would love to run this thing back. If we could fit it into our schedule, I'll run it back tomorrow night, Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, because this is I love it, and I want to run it back ASAP, expeditiously, so that way I can get to try the whole. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole buffet, because this is dope, and I love it. So if we could
Time
do
for
it,
you to go to bed. So come get back to us.
no. I
It's
got a few
bedtime,
more minutes.
y'all.
Listen. I got a few
Logi's
more
trying
minutes.
to.
But I'm trying to set it up now, and I don't never do this. I don't put nobody on blast, but because this like going there like that with us and the tribe, like the comments, the people want to know and they want to hear it. I don't want to be like the reason why the people ain't getting to see or hear. So if we can run this thing back tomorrow or Thursday, whatever, I'm with it. Just let me know. But I just want to make for sure that we can run this right back. That's it. Go ahead.
On the bed. We let's do it again tomorrow.
Oh, go ahead. You got it. Go ahead. Finish up.
Orisha Stone, you want to do it tomorrow?
You know, look, I'm just happy to be here, OG.
Logi, you up for tomorrow?
Possibly, because I got the bus tomorrow, but that's early in the morning.
Well, you could sleep all day and come back tonight. I mean tomorrow night. I'm getting sleepy now.
Tomorrow's Wednesday, right? So if we can't do it tomorrow, what about Thursday? Because I'm gonna make it.
Either one. Because I'm gonna wear my necklace. Listen, I'm gonna wear mine tonight. I messed around and ate some a peanut sandwich, and then had some crazy dreams with these xenon bulbs, man. I ain't gonna do that tonight. I'm gonna just see what a straight ride is like, because them peanuts, man, I can't mess with peanuts and xenon. I don't know. There's something about that. But wear these if you Orisha Stone, see if you can tape it to your forehead or your crown, preferably your crown, and put your intentions in and see what kind of meditation you have, my brother. Sisters, if you want to have your two sisters sit upright, check the next show, and we're going to show you how to make your sisters anti-gravity. All right, because it's time. It's night time now.
Listen, I don't even want to shut it down. I don't even want to shut it down. I'm just trying to be obedient. But when I tell you, like, I could go for like another 2-3 hours, but it just it's other.
Yo, pace yourself, bro. Pace yourself. Because it's night time, y'all.
But finish what you had, because like I said, and everybody can like listen. I'm gonna give it to you, and I'm gonna give it to Baba Lal, and then also Stone. Y'all drop any and everything y'all want to before we get up out of here.
Orisha Stone, take the mic.
Shungite. We were talking about carbon-based stones. Let's talk shungite. Quartz. Right now we're in the season of pure intentions. Having your clear intentions. Don't get distracted. Turquoise. We really in the move with intention. Move with wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Respect our elders. Respect our ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Usually you give a prayer to the ancestors. We might have missed that today, but respect to the elders. Respect to all the ancestors that came before us. The warriors, the Oguns, you know what I'm saying? All of them. Shout out to Ogun. Today's Ogun Day. Shout out to the great, respect to the mindset, the great mothers, all the great dragons, all the great serpents, Serpent Clan, Tumukawa, Washita, Chief Sky Serpent, man. Peace to the tribes. I say.
Yo, Logi, show him your Xenon. What your vibe is with the Xenon Powerball, bro.
This one I got from you. Well, I got from myself from you, Hank. This is and all of these really just take you deep into meditation. You know, I keep these on, right? But when it comes to meditation, I put it all on. Next, I'm deep in. And we do our meditation classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Like tomorrow,
Wow.
the meditation.
It look like it's glowing from here. Y'all see that glow? Orisha Stone, you see that glow?
I do.
Yo,
It's
I
beautiful.
told you it was Aoife Stone bedtime. He gone. Look, he gone.
He left. He left.
No, don't
I was just saying, y'all can have it.
no.
That's the
Nope,
whole.
nope, nope. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. No. No, look, I'm multitasking, man. Just multitasking, like I said. But nah,
That
for
is
real
too
though.
right.
Nah, normally though, we really do go we go heavy. But excuse me, I had an early start and then I had a lot today, you
All
know.
right, so go on to
but
bed, man. Let's
nah,
do it
nah,
another night.
no,
I'm
yeah, we gonna
down.
finish.
I'm
But like I
down.
said, I want everybody to finish like drop some jewels or leave something for the tribe before we wrap it up though, and then then that way we can pick back up where we left off. But I want to make sure
Okay.
that because the tribe is loving it, I'm loving it, and it's funny because last night on the private community call, like it's a lot smaller audience, but it's a lot more. I feel like it's a lot more family oriented and it's a lot more engaging because we're chopping it up in a very small intimate space, but we get to be a buck. We keep it 100. It just is what it is. And I had to share with them, like, yo, I'm learning on these calls just like y'all. Like, I give thanks to the ancestors for really forcing me to start this platform and for me to be obedient enough to listen and do it. Because every time we had the conversations and discussions, I'm learning just as much as everybody else in the audience. So I'm truly grateful for that because I appreciate how everything happens, organically. And we keep it real over here. So I was like, oh, wow.
You see my little home slice?
That's crazy.
He's wearing
Listen.
he's wearing his Xenon. He don't want y'all to see it, but he got on his Xenon too.
Look, I might have to get something for my little homeboy, man, my little rider, like
Yeah.
Chop. Because it's funny. I think when I called you earlier, I think you was doing something with him earlier when I had hollered at you.
Yeah. He gave y'all a shout, but
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's wrap it up.
That's what's up. Well,
You said one more thing. Family. I don't go to no church, but call on Archangel Michael to protect your nieces, nephews, family, friends, and loved ones. Protect them. Keep their shield up, because we near the burn of the year of fire. And I saw somebody put that this is the year of the snake, and let's ride the dragon. Let's ride the dragon because we are everything.
Let's get it.
Laji, what's your final word?
Worship yourself, kneel to yourself. God exists in you as you.
Ashe. No, I love it. I don't know what happened to Stone. I'm not sure if like the technology in again or whatever, but I wish I would have he would have been here to be able to drop his last, final thoughts, or maybe he did, but we definitely got the tribe, doing their thing. So I'm gonna share a couple of these comments real quick. And then for me, I'll drop my little 2 cents too. And you know what? Shout out to, I'm not sure which one of y'all, but one of y'all was saying about like I am, right? And when you were saying that, I think it was about, we were talking about the Kemetic the hieroglyphs and how like they began and ended excuse me, they begin and ended with I am. And I don't know if I could find it. I hope I
Nuke
can.
Poo Nuke. They start with Nuke Poo Nuke. I am.
Nice.
That's what Baba Haru Ra'ankh Samaj taught me. Wow, years ago. He said it was on the walls. They start with I am. So family, we that's just the science. Because we, like Muhammad Ali used to say, he said, I am the greatest. He said, I said it until I believed it. Everybody say they all sleepy. Y'all, we all ready for night.
Nah, but
Laji's ready for night because he's gonna get up in 3 hours and start chanting, folks.
Listen, so I'm gonna tell you how powerful spirit is when we're in these Ashe streets, man. So when you said that about the hieroglyphs and about the I am, right? I was like, yo, I wrote a spoken word piece called I am. If I could find it, I'm gonna wrap up the show with that. And guess what? I just found it. So with that, I shout out to Stone because I don't know if he was done or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and drop it and wrap it up with this I am. I've never shared this on the podcast, but I'm gonna share it tonight. So before I get into it, man, I want to definitely give both of y'all a shout out. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate the jewels, the wisdom, the understanding, overstanding, understanding. And I can't wait to, chop it up with y'all to see when we can make it happen again. But we're going to definitely look to do it again ASAP, expeditiously, hopefully tomorrow or Thursday, but we're going to make it happen ASAP. So with that, I'll close out with giving thanks to both of you brothers, and shout out to Stone for making it happen, because he was the one that even put this together, man. So shout out to him, and shout out to both of you, Babas, and I'm gonna share this with the tribe so we can get out of here. But I am. So we started with, that was a major impactful moment in the show. So I'm gonna share this real quick with y'all, tribe. This piece that I wrote a while ago called I Am. Forgive me if I don't get it all the way right. It's been a while since I did it, but with that, I am. I am Malcolm X. I am Toussaint Louverture. I am Khalid Muhammad. I am Tupac Shakur. I am Nat Turner. I am Marcus Garvey. I am Netru. I am Haru. I am Patrice Lumumba. I am Jean-Jacques Dessalines. I am Huey P. Newton. I am T'Challa with big black panthers like Cam Newton. I am Hannibal Bacchus. I am Shaka Zulu. I am Louisiana, Haitian, Nigerian, Ifa Voodoo. I am every black woman and child. I am the people of the sun. I am an astral traveler. I am a Nomo. I am a Netra. I am an Orisha. I am Elohim. I am every slave thrown off a ship. I am every black man, woman, and child who was hunted, hung, raped, murdered, oppressed, and brutalized. I am every black child who was aborted, poisoned, molested, raped, and sodomized. I am resilient. I am resurrected. I am re-energized. I am reformed. I am reawakened. I am the mind, body, and soul of my ancestors. I am a child of the universal prime creator. And we have returned to bring our children to the promised land. The first shall be last, the last shall be first. I am because we are I am.
Ashe. Ashe. Ashe.
Yes, sir.
Aho. Donada. Wado. Amen. Amen. So let it be spoken. So let it be done.
Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe, family. So we'll see y'all on the next episode, tribe. We out. Odabo.
Peace.
Peace.
Ẹni tó gbàgbé ilé sàpò ìyàgbọ́ tẹ́ǹtì ẹni takísà ní tàtàn ò bá padà sílé anítìjà kọ ẹja lọ pé eégún mo ṣe ní gbẹ́rẹ́ ìpàkọ́ forsake not your ancestors and praise your.